Welcome to another installment, 19 Days of Healthy in Yourself. Today I'm going to address my current eating regime and, how I got here. Basically, I will generally not eat, and I don't eat, I'm reluctant to even call it a fast, but generally I eat before 7 at night, and then I don't eat my first meal or my breakfast until around 9 o'clock. So that gives me an interval of 14 hours, it's generally 12 to 14 hours without eating. Now, I am not a big advocate of hardcore fasting, especially for women, and especially for women with hormonal issues or going through menopause or postmenopausal, because it can be a stress to the system in that situation and can be provoking of cortisol. And I used to could not even go that long without eating. In fact, despite being paleo and keto for decades, I still needed to eat every 2 hours, no matter how much fat I ate, how low my carbs were. And I actually have issues with, I'm hyperinsulinic, which means I'm also hypoglycemic. But recently I have been experimenting with bumping up my good natural animal protein and the natural fat that goes along with it. Now, it's very important to me, as much as I can, to eat animals who were raised the way they should be. And if you look at my YouTube channel, I've got this great profile of Alan Savory and how these type of grazing animals can actually go a long way towards helping us save the planet and decreasing global warming. But what this has done for me, when I emphasize that, when I make that the main part of what I'm eating, and a lot of times the sole part of my meals, then I'm a normal person. I can eat 3 times a day and be fine. Now, I'm also not, people are taking this to the extreme, and a lot of people with a lot of sensitivities and autoimmune issues and things, that's all they can tolerate a lot of times. But I will do things like I use a lot of butter. I put butter even, on my steaks. So say, for instance, for breakfast, I will eat a big ribeye steak. I'll put some butter on it, put some salt and pepper. And when I'm at home, I will eat some egg yolks with that, maybe 2 or 3, like I had 3 egg yolks with that cooked in butter. I don't tolerate the egg whites very well. But then when I'm at work, I actually will do a little, and I call it like a little condiment size of something else. And I think there is a place and this took me, like I said, decades to get here. So if you are at the stage of just coming from the standard American diet, get your sugars out, and you may be fine. You may be fine eating more paleo and then maybe eating more keto. But if that, or as you age, if you still want to make transitions, consider giving this a try, emphasizing the more natural animal proteins with the natural fat that goes along with it. You can also use it as it's the ultimate detox and elimination diet, and you're not deprived in any way. So you could do it for a while and then, go off it. And also I think, to eat seasonally is good as well, or highly beneficial. But I will have a little condiment size of this, like at breakfast usually. And these are amazing. These are shirataki noodles. They're traditional Japanese noodles from the konjac root. And there's different brands, and a lot of them are terrible, but these are very good. And yes, are they going to taste like your regular spaghetti and linguine? No, but keep trying them and you will acquire a taste for them. I can't hold them up very well. And basically all you do is you put them in a colander and you rinse them off with cold water, and then I pat them dry with some paper towels. I put them in a mason jar, heat them up for about a minute, put a big glob of butter on it, and basically the fiber in these cancel out the carbohydrates, so you could eat as much as you wanted to, but I probably will have, like I said, a condiment size, maybe a third, and sometimes maybe a half at a time. Then I also think there's other places, like I do eat some nuts. I do eat nuts, and then we have a lot of wild fruits and berries on our property, and I've frozen some. Like in the winter, I might have one or two of those. In the summer, maybe a little bit more. And no one's really talking about this yet, but I think that of the vegetables, I think the perennial vegetables are probably going to have a more appropriate place in our diet. And things like asparagus, and then also things like okra that have this very interesting kind of gumminess, gum fiber to it. But it's been very liberating. I used to think, okay, well, we got to have the vegetable with the this and the salad, and you think, salad, easy. It takes me longer to make a salad than it does practically anything else. So to be freed of that is wonderful. And if you look at the nutrient density of that compared to a good steak, and like I've been talking about, your body knows what to do with that. That's what your body needs. It's what sustains you. And then getting the good natural fat, that's what you want. You want to eat what you want to burn. So that's where I'm at with things. Like I said, I'm trying to get a little bit personal at the end, and I'll check in with you tomorrow.